Hey, we are at our end of year review for TEW 2020 New York City Wrestling. The first 12 shows are down, and I'm recording this about halfway through year three. And so I made saved the save, copied it, and just to look back. I'm not going to spoil anything, but looking back at the first year, it's it's so crazy to see the building blocks we've built and the roster that develops. Full transparency, some of these rules change. The blacklist exemption uh, has been honestly kind of probably the funnest part of the rules. But to me, the challenges the rules are to build interest in a save, to just like start it different so it doesn't like you don't like sign Ernest Youngman, jackpot. Um, you don't sign Rich and Famous, you don't sign Logan Wolfsbane, you don't sign Nelson Callum. You don't just purge PSW, you don't purge CZCW, you don't purge all the indies and bring them to wherever you're at, TCW, at USPW, SWF, or one of those other companies. The challenges help create a different dynamic, um, and it's interesting to see now the people on this roster who um, went and like succeeded, went and further than I expected, went to what's it called, went to greener pastures, went to different companies, went to you know just everywhere. I mean, as we just see here, Sterling Whitlock, we only have him for a show. So it was an interesting dynamic. Like, oh man, I was like excited to have him. Not for long, because he fits our era perfectly. That said, let's kind of show the New York City Wrestling wrap up 2020. Now, for 2021, 2022, and onward, not sure how I'm going to do it, because this took some time, and ooh, it's a lot. So beginning popularity, the biggest jump we saw, probably Sotomio. Let's see here, it's 20. Mass Stranger as well. I mean, everyone really. Did anybody not go up? I mean, LA Stars actually, wow. I mean, but that was Mass Stranger. Oh, well, I was looking from here to here. Oops. So, okay, everybody is going up to some degree. And that's expected. Average match rating. Looking at the average match ratings, it's interesting because kind of pigeonholed with not being able to do spinal impact, the high risk, the product itself, we don't have the best referees, we don't have the best, um, we don't have the best road agents, and the performance, the popularity, as you can see here, the performance, Tennessee Wyoming side compared to popularity, yeah, no, very impressive. So look over here, and this is like the performance each show. Now, the highest performance is going to be Tennessee William, Mass Stranger, getting up pretty close to him. So, our four pillars have been obviously Tennessee William, Sotomio, Mass Stranger, and then if I had to put a fourth, Ryan McManus, or honestly Supermassive Destroyer for first year, just as a focus point. Uh, really super thankful for that grouping and to have them on a roster. It's going to be interesting to see who we bring in, who we don't, um, and the developments. I mean, and it's just crazy looking at the save. I say in a later episode, spoilers, not spoilers, but spoilers. This is probably one of the most balanced saves I've seen, where the big three are just signing people away, but they're bringing new people in from the indies, and it's not just like my company being uh, ripped apart. Like, where's PSW? PSW, oh wow, they had him for a full year. Um, Non-spoilers was I don't bring him in. Nelson Callum, Ernest Youngman gone. Let's go over quickly here, but it's just crazy to see what happens. TCW probably has the biggest turnover, and we'll go over that probably next year's end of year review. But Saeed Ali, I mean Nelson Callum, Logan Wolfsbane, he kind of takes over the company. Ernest Youngman, the GOAT, if you're a Seaverse fan. And then seeing like, people develop like Dustin Deuce, his popularity's like tripled about a year and a half from now in game. I mean, Ash Campbell, the son of Nemesis, the one who really put so PSW, to kind of get in lore, is a offspring of an ECW like company called Dave. Dave crashed and burned in 2005. Um, PSW debuted in I think 2007, 2008. And if you look at their roster, and the Discord was talking about this last week, it's a mixture of like, let's think of real world terms, CZW and PSW. Like, you have your hardcore, but then I mean Ernest Youngman, look at him, one of the best workers in the game, legit Bret Hart style. Nelson Callum, very good, and and then bringing in like a Saeed Ali as a hybrid, where yes he can do hardcore, but his main stats are pretty good, pretty decent. Mike, bringing in a Zomboy who will throw his body through anything, but can sell, has that Jeff Hardy it factor to him. That said, pretty interesting. I had to pause, sorry. So it's pretty interesting to see where the first year of the save kind of went and seeing how people are being signed away from company to company. Kind of look here. Where's news? We'll just go to the big three. Like, when I say that, like, USPW is signing everybody and anybody, they are. Like, they're just bringing people in and bringing, I mean, Jay Cord. I didn't know that was year one. Holy crap. Sean McFly signed over to USPW. Um, he's one of the best ever in game. Like, I would hate to say another Bret Hart style, but yeah, probably like another Bret Hart style. I mean, El Leon, probably one of the better high flyers in the game. Rock God Alvarez. Rock God and El Leon are from EILL, I believe. Rock God Alvarez is just another amazing in-ring talent they have. Rogue, who is a little bit older, but he's pretty damn good, even still. I mean, holy shit, they didn't sign anybody who like doesn't have like 70 pop elsewhere. Cameron Vesey, CWW or CW. Sorry, I had to pause, but this is actually the best worker in the game. I haven't seen his stats this good, but whew, 92 to 100 psychology, 92 to 100 basic selling, consistency, safety, stamina. Oh my god. Um, Jesus. I was reading this thing. The second generation superstar, Cameron Vesey is part of the legendary wrestling family, being the son of Larry and nephew of Brian. Now, let's guess who the owner of New York City Wrestling is. Larry Vesey. So the best in-ring worker, oh my god, in the game is the owner's son, and he's actually to the company that we want to take him from. Um, Maybe we get there one day. How long is his contract? 2 years. Probably not in that time frame. Probably after his second deal. But I mean, Adam Smasher. I hate that. No, I hate that render. So I mean, you can see you got TCW, SWF, CWA. Where was Reg SWF? Um, EILL, CWA. So I mean, USPW is just signing people away. Like they just don't care. Let's go to TCW. Now TCW is a little bit interesting. So it's developmental. Holy crap. So Texas Pete, free agent. Michael Bull, referee. Harry On, free agent. Doug Peak was a free agent. Monty Triscarde was a free agent who left SWF. So TCW is bringing in free agents. Um, that's interesting. I mean, Robbie Retro may be aside. I don't really know if he had any. Let's look here. Yeah, no, he went straight from SWF to there. So kind of interesting where TCW is focusing more on indies and who's available to sign, and then SWF developmental. Doc Hammond signed from TCW. Peter DC Rain. Um, he was one that we wanted to bring in but couldn't because time frame, and FCW signed him, and then Peter Valentine, road agent. Uh, yeah, no, so pretty crazy to see that. Let's look at our top. Look at our so Tommy Cornell is wrestler of the year. Uh, what happens with him is crazy. What happens with him? Not crazy. It's like just shocking to see what happens overall. 21CW is the best company. Now, part of that is, well, they got Tommy Cornell, and he is the GOAT. Matt Rivers as well is really damn good, and Jonathan Foster pretty damn good, but they're getting a little bit older. And 21CW doesn't really push people too well, in my experience. So let's see here. Wow, match of the year was a fatal four way. Never seen that in game. Always like a tag match. Show of the year. Let's see here. Steel Cage, Young Wrestler of the Year. Mark Adonis, 21CW star. Every save I've played, he leaves 21CW at some point. Like he just doesn't re-sign with him for one reason or another. Interesting to see that. Rogue, Veteran Wrestler of the Year at 44. Female Wrestler of the Year of Alicia Strong. As you saw, we implemented the women's division. Um, not going to talk about the women's division too much, but I could do better and could have done better and will do better with different roles and stuff like that. So Roderick Remus, he's one that, they get over pretty decently from where he starts at. And they signed away Sterling Whitlock for me, so bastards. Look where we at finances wise. We doubled our money. Started at, oh wow, we actually started at 40,000. Just realized that. Um, so we almost, doubled our money. And we don't double our money next year, but we make money every year. There's a point where we'll end up losing a little bit, but I mean, really good across the board. The first ever women's champion, the LA Stars, who just seeing where they are at now, probably the best workers in the company, and it might be even including Matt Stranger. I'm saying now, like in present tense of the game, not like where I'm filming now. See here, stables. What do you think? So, what do you guys think of the Demia family? As Sodomy as a leader, the Brutus Milana Russo Swerve turn, and then the project of Super Massive Destroyer. I mean, with him, just a quick point out, I've never seen that star quality just kind of build by 4 points in the air. Normally, it's like, and I've shown it, and I would continue to show it over coming save, of talking them into, gaining weight or getting in better shape and things like that. But let me know, what characters would you like us to bring in? Let's go ahead here, sort by active middleweight. Okay. So Silencer, Mauler, Texas Hangman. Let's just go through it. Who would you like to see? Um, Let me see here. I'm just gonna do a quick count. One moment. Okay, so as of June 2022 in game, so 18 months from now, 8 people are signed here. So out of this list, what 7 or 8 do you think I've signed? Now, let me see. With the challenges of the unemployed, probably been my favorite so far. Because with the different companies and finances, the game world is just bad, and it gets worse. 32-21 falling, it hit 0. just no spoilers. It does hit zero, so seeing where companies go and things like that, so it's very interesting. I mean, this isn't a year-end review. I'm sorry, I gotta film these at the end of the year. But let's look at storylines. So with storylines, the first A storyline is the Supermass Destroyer push. Bruce Milano turning heel. We have the boys from Yukon, LA Stars, the tag team, um, effective battle royale, effectively the battle to the end. We have Tennessee William introducing Miss Tennessee. We had Matt Stranger and his championship reign, and then we have our first legacy of the women's. Um, Quick here, so the Mia family took over the company effectively. Um, Richie Riggins, Riley McManus, Bad Chemistry, Rob Manx and Denny King. Not too much of a story, more in matches. The thing with month-to-month events is it's just a matter of like how do you do like a month-to-month storyline interweaving. So I think it'll get better with my storytelling once inevitably we hit TV. We're a long ways from there, just with our popularity and money, because it's a money pit. Maybe we do like a TNA thing of like a bi-weekly event, or they used to do it weekly, but like do bi-weekly. But even that's kind of gamey because of ticket prices and things like that. Um, no, so let me know. What do you think of the rules so far? Now, even though I am about 18 months ahead, just because you never know what happens in life, things come up. Film when film when you can, things like that. Let me know what you think of the rules. Let me see here. Once we hit medium, haven't hit medium yet. Like I said, that's gonna take a while. Let's see, one, two. So two of these rules change. Uh, but what rules can I add? So for this, a lot of me playing ahead in a lot of this game, and the reason I tell people this, you're making a video diary. I went back before and looked at, say, my own videos of like, what did I do with the Attitude Era? So to see this and we're like, oh, what did I do in New York City Wrestling? So when TEW 2030 comes out, like, holy shit, I really took New York City Wrestling to the top, and it took a million episodes. That's what it's gonna feel like. Um, but that said, I'm not gonna keep you guys much longer. Let me know what you're thinking of the series so far. Let me know what you would have done differently, what you would have done with the company, and I just can't believe I'm so dumb. With the best wrestler in the world, according to stats, is the owner's son, and he doesn't work for us. I don't think he ever has either. So Valiant, Hollywood Brett Starr, Philip Cooper, 21CW, pretty up there in age. The thing with 21CW is pretty interesting, is they're not afraid to cut people. Um, by 2025, I bet two, three, four out of the four people in here from 21CW, we'll just say here, hold me to it. He will be on his way out. He will be gone. He will be signed away. And I don't know for a fact. I haven't looked into it. I just from my prior game experience. And then he will be about the end of his second contract probably. I bet they keep him for now. But he had a 100 rating. So two. Man, so many hundreds. Should So I played a save before where he had a scandal with prostitution and was a free agent, and then I brought him in when he came in at the end. And same with Valiant actually, not prostitution, but there was something. Saved them, and then it took my company like to the next tier. One thing that thinking about over and over again, and I just don't know, and I know everybody probably does it. One guy only, but there is a tie-in to our company. Jack Bruce. Jack Bruce started his wrestling career with New York City Wrestling. Now, we do have the rule, if anybody's with us, can't bring him back. I think, well, I don't know what I think. Let me know what you think. Would you bring in Jack Bruce if you are having a role of New York City Wrestling? Can't bring people back, but, you know, obviously you can bring him back because I mean he's Jack Bruce. Damn it. That said, let me know what you're thinking of the series so far and what you would have done differently, what I can do differently. If you have any tips for recording or anything like that, I just noticed. Well, I didn't just notice. I noticed for a while. I'm only on 480, so sorry if it's not the best quality. And I don't know. If you're watching this full 20 minutes, let me know, man. I appreciate you. And I'm always down for anything. So talk to you guys later.